Chapter 15. The next morning, we get the first snowfall of the season. Big fat flakes fall outside the window of room H5. Freddie zooms over and touches the window. Nice, he says. Miss Shannon rolls all of us closer so we can watch the snow accumulate on the grass and trees. It's really pretty. Even Jill seems to relax. We're going to play in the snow? Asks Maria. No, Maria, it's too cold to play outside, but guess what? It's getting close to Christmas. Maria cheers. I've heard it's some sort of tradition around here to decorate this old styrofoam snowman, Miss Shannon continues. She makes a face as she pulls Sydney's head out of its box. Maria starts to hug it, but Miss Shannon stops her and says, I believe in the smell of fresh pine trees at holiday time and real candy canes and popcorn garland. Tomorrow I'm bringing in a real tree and we're going to make it beautiful. Freddie and Carl slap palms. Maria looks disappointed for a moment, but she seems to forget about the snowman as Miss Shannon gives everyone a soft piece of chocolate candy. She wisely stuffs Sydney back into his box. While Mrs. Shannon shows the rest of the class how to make paper snowflakes, Catherine and I sit together in front of the one clunky classroom computer and do web searches on communication devices. It's so slow. Sometimes it gets jammed up and stalls, and we have to reboot it and start all over. Room H5 always gets the big old leftover computers that the other classrooms no longer want. Catherine and I research all kinds of electric talking and communication devices that have been designed for people like me. Lots of them seem as clunky and awkward as our room computer. Some look really complicated. All of them are expensive. Crazy expensive. Some of the websites don't even list the prices, like they're afraid to specify how much the things cost. The devices that use standard computer keyboards wouldn't work. I have no way to hit the individual keys. I need something that would work with just my thumbs. We find adapted computers, talking boards that speak words, push button systems, and even devices that work with blinks or head nods. Finally, we find something called a Medi-Talker that looks like a possibility. It has spaces big enough for my thumbs to get into and millions of words and phrases built into it. I watch an online video of a boy about my age using one, and even though he clearly has no voice of his own, the little box lets him tell all the details of his recent birthday party. I get so excited that my legs start kicking and my arms start flailing, and I look like some kind of crazy human helicopter. Catherine prints out the information and tucks it into the book bag that is attached to the back of my chair. Good luck, Melody, she whispers as she leaves for the day. When I get off the bus after school, Miss V is waiting for me as usual. I almost twist out of my seat trying to point to my bag to let her know I have something important in it. Hold your horses, Miss V says. Since when are you so excited to do homework? What's got you all in a tizzy today? I just grin and kick. After my snack of caramel candy first, and tuna melt last, and after Penny, who had just gotten up from her nap, eats her applesauce, Miss V finally pulls the papers out of my bag. Well, this is exactly what you need, Mrs. V says, slapping the printouts onto the table after reading them. No wonder you're all fired up. Yes, 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 I point. Then I point to the individual words. Talk to Mom and Dad. Talk, talk, talk. I'll do just that, just as soon as they get home from work, Melody, Miss V promises. I can hardly wait. While Penny watches Cookie Monster gobble carrots instead of cookies on Sesame Street, I dream of talking, talking, talking. When Mom picks us up, Miss V, true to her word, not only shows Mom the printouts, but even has her computer already set to the web page where the Medi-Talker is advertised and sold. Penny sits on Mom's lap and keeps pushing computer keys, messing up the display, which is getting on my nerves. But Mom watches the video that shows people actually talking and cracking jokes and even going to college by using that machine. Mrs. V explains to Mom how this is exactly right for me, and Mom, instead of being practical and sensible and thrifty like she usually is, seems to agree. Looks like insurance will cover about half the cost, she muses as she navigates the website. Let me talk to Chuck. This is long overdue. Tonight? I ask from my board. Yep, tonight, Mom says, giving me a squeeze. But nothing happens right away in my world. Mom fills out the online application for the machine the next day and sends it in. I wait. Then we have to ask my doctor to fax in a prescription. I've heard of prescriptions for antibiotics, but for machines? That seems crazy. Who would ever want this machine unless they needed it? I wait. Next, we have to get approval from our insurance company. More paperwork and phone calls, more questions and answers. I wait. A parental financial statement has to be turned in. You gotta be kidding me. Why do they make it so complicated? I wait. The medical form was missing one signature and had to be resubmitted. I wait. One last approval form from the school official has to be turned in. I wait. I realize I've been waiting for this thing all my life. Finally, on Wednesday before Christmas, the MediTalker arrives. I need no other gift. When I get home from school, Miss V tells me that she hurried to my house when she saw the UPS truck pulling up our driveway. She signed for the package and brought it to her house for safekeeping. The huge brown box sits there, taped and secure, and it is addressed. I wiggle and squeal and insist we open it right away. I can feel one of my tornadoes coming on. Spastic City, here I come. Calm down, Mellow Yellow, Miss V says, placing a hand on my shoulder, but I can't relax. Open, 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 I tap. Well, your mom knew you'd be impatient, Miss V says, so when I call her to say it arrived, she told me it was okay for us to open. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack watching Miss V carefully open the edge of the box. She lets me pull at the brown paper inside, then under about a half a mile of bubble wrap, there it is. The MediTalker. Smaller than I expected, it's only the size of my wheelchair tray, but it's sleek and shiny and cool to the touch. It's like a butterfly ready to unfold its wings. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to try it. Miss B plugs it into a wall outlet to charge the battery, then pulls out the huge booklet of directions. Phew, she says. This will take a year to read and understand. She flops down into a soft, easy chair with Penny on her laptop and begins to read. And I begin to wait, and wait, and wait. Finally, when I just know I'm going to explode, I wheel over to the table where the MediTalker sits. I've seen the kids at school play video games they've never seen before, and I've seen them program their phones and computers without touching a book of instructions. So I take my right thumb and push the on button. The board whirs and glows, and then a welcome message appears on the screen. I push another button, and a voice that sounds like an Englishman with a really bad head cold blurts out, "Welcome to MediTalker." Miss V jumps up from the couch. I shriek with joy. "It looks like you're way ahead of me, Melody. Not that I'm surprised." She sets Penny down. "Now let's see what this machine can do." I feel like Christopher Columbus bumping into America. It had been there all the time, but he was the first one from his world to find it. I wonder if his heart had beat as fast as mine is. We quickly discover that the MediTalker has more than a dozen levels, all easily reached with just one button. So on level 1, we program in the names of everyone I know, my name, all the members of my family, kids and teachers at school, my doctors, the neighbors, my parents, friends, oh, and of course, Miss V. On the second level, she insists we add all the vocabulary words we've been collecting on our multicolored 3 by 5 inch flashcards. Type save. Type save. Miss V's fingers fly as she keeps adding words for me. Lots of our vocabulary words aren't already in the machine's memory, but she gives me more. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and adjectives, thousands of them, as well as cool sentence maker that is located on another level. We can prepare hundreds of phrases and sentences and get to them with just a touch. Have you heard their latest song? That's what's up. How did you do on the spelling test? Ordinary words, normal conversation. I've never had that. Awesome. Another level is for numbers and even computation. I'll be able to do math now. Maybe I won't tell the teacher about that one. And there's another level full of corny jokes and silly sayings, with room left for us to add more. Another level plays music. I can connect the device to a computer and download any song I want. I can't wait to search iTunes. Maybe I can ask Rose which songs are hot. Rose, I can actually talk to Rose now. We stopped programming after a while. Penny needs to be changed and kept occupied, but I'm too excited to rest. So after Miss V gets Penny set up with her dollhouse at the foot of the couch, we add even more words and phrases. Finally, she stops typing and says, "Would you like to try it out?" The room is absolutely quiet. I stroke the edge of the machine softly, then push 2 buttons. "Thanks, Miss V," the computer voice says. She blinks real fast. I do too. She reaches for a tissue. We both need it. Miss V tucks the tissue into her pocket, then begins reading again from the instruction manual. "Hey, listen to this," she said. "With that connector cord, you can also save longer things that you want to write, like stories or poems, on the computer." "Wow," the machine says. Miss V nods in agreement. "This is going to be fun, but you're going to need lots of practice to make it say what you want, kid." She's right. Many levels have been left blank for users to input their own information. Words, sentences, phone numbers, even pictures. Information can be typed directly into the machine or it can be downloaded from a computer. It's a little overwhelming. We can design this to fit you, Melody. Miss V tells me this will be your world, so let's take our time and make it exactly what you need. I'm so happy, I almost feel like hugging the machine, but that would look silly. Instead, I name it. That's probably pretty dumb, but sometimes it's good to have something that nobody else knows but you. I'm not going to type the name into the machine because it's personal, but it's in my mind. I'm going to call the Medi Talker Elvira after that song I like. Yep, my heart's on fire for Elvira. While Miss V plays with Penny for a while, I continue to explore what Elvira can do. One of the first changes I want to make is the hello message and the voice that speaks it. The computer produced greeting sounds really fake, but the machine offers several female voices to choose from, as well as a bunch of different languages. I picked the first voice called Trish. She actually sounds like a girl, not a grown up. I wouldn't mind sounding like her if I could talk. Bienvenue, Trish says in French. I know that means welcome. I push the button for German and she says willkommen. I even find something that sounds like Fun Ying when I touch the button for Chinese. I stop for a minute and stare at the board. It has never occurred to me that there are kids like me in Germany and China and France who need a machine to help them talk. Mrs. V returns to me and helps me change the original welcome message from the very mechanical sounding "Welcome to MediTalker" to Trisha's voice saying, "Hi, I'm Melody. Talk to me." I can't wait to take it to school and introduce my new computer to everybody there. I wonder what Rose will say. By now, both Mom and Dad have called to check on how we're doing, how much progress we've made. They're both anxious to get here and see the device for themselves. So while we wait, Miss V suggests that we just keep programming it, adding more and more. She thinks I should practice using it for a couple of weeks before taking it to school. I don't really want to wait, but I have to agree with her that it is something that it is going to take something agree with her that it is going to take some time. I want to be able to use the system to talk to ordinary kids, talk like ordinary kids, sort of. So we return to words. I want to input thousands of them: notebook, marker, homework, assignment, test, positive, negative, fingernail, nail polish, outfit, backpack, purse, scared, excited, purple. Then we type more phrases, hundreds of them, to the mall, from a distance, in the middle of, as a result of, the reason why. Lastly, when we get some sentences, dozens of them, what time is it? What's up with that? You crack me up. I'm so excited before the doorbell rings. When Mom and Dad come in to pick us up, Dad is ready with his camcorder. His hands are shaking a little. Show us how it works, honey, he says. I can't believe Dad is making a video of me saying my first words. It's almost like when he filmed Penny's first words. Well, not really. I type very carefully and push the button to make the machine speak. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. I'm so happy. Mom gets all teary eyed and her nose gets red. She's looking at me all soft and gooey. When I think about it, I realize I have never ever said any words directly to my parents. So I push a couple of buttons and the machine speaks the words I've never been able to say. I love you. Mom completely loses it. She bubbles up with tears and grabs Dad. I think he might be sniffing back a couple of tears himself, but he has recorded it all. Chapter 16. I wait until after the holiday break to take the machine into school. I have practiced with Miss V every single day of Christmas vacation, learning how to push the right buttons, how to switch smoothly from one level to another, how to make contractions. I had to figure out how to say isn't instead of is not, or theirs instead of there is. It was hard. I kept messing up, but Miss V wouldn't let me quit. I didn't want to. So on that first Monday back, Elvira is the star of the day, making me the center of attention. And not because of something embarrassing I did, like throwing up or spilling my food, but for something really cool instead. Unbelievable. Even the teachers seem impressed. Watch out, world, Miss Shannon announces when she sees me in the hallway. Melody is ready to rock, y'all. I grin, push a button, and a song from the latest teen musical begins to play. Girl, you really got it going on. Music and everything. Miss Shannon starts sashaying down the hall in the rhythm to the music. I crack up. In room H5, Maria is glued to me all morning. Cool beans, Melly Belly, she keeps repeating. Cool beans, can I play? She wants to touch the glowing lights and shining buttons, but Miss Shannon steps in and distracts her with a new computer game she's loaded on the classroom machine. When Catherine comes in just before the bell for language arts class, I'm ready for her. She's wearing a green plaid skirt, a green plaid shirt, a blue skirt, and orange knee socks. I planned the first thing I wanted to say to her, so Miss V and I had programmed it in ahead of time. I push a button and smile. Let's go shopping. Catherine gasps, then laughs so hard she almost can't catch her breath, then runs over to me and hugs me. I'm so happy for you, Melly. You really needed this. And yes, we're going to have to find a day so you can teach me some fashion sense. We need hurry, I type in. I'm in a great mood. You're a cold-hearted woman, Catherine declares, still laughing, But for now, let's get you to your inclusion classes and show off this cool new machine. I shiver with excitement. When I roll into Miss Gordon's room as usual, nobody looks up, except for Rose, who flashes me a smile. But then I turn up the volume real loud and I push a button. Hi everybody, I have a new computer. Heads turn and voices whisper. They make computers for special eddies? It talks? Mine doesn't talk. You don't need yours to talk. It sounds weird. So do you. What could she possibly have to say anyway? But Connor jumps up, his shaggy blonde hair flopping into his eyes, and says loudly, That's awesome, Melody. And because he's one of the popular kids and probably the biggest and tallest kid in the fifth grade, I think because he gives his okay, the rest of the students decide to leave it alone. Well, most of them. Claire, who was the first in the class to get her own laptop and who makes sure everybody knows it when she gets a new iPhone or a Wii game, sniffs and says, That sure is a funny looking computer, but I guess it's perfect for a kid like you. She and Molly exchange looks. I swear they think I am blind. Miss Gordon, who looks like she wants to squeeze Claire like an empty toothpaste tube, tells her, Claire, I don't allow rudeness in my classroom. Now sit down and hush. But even Claire can't dim my mood. I push another button for a sentence Miss D and I prepared ahead of time. Somehow I knew I would need it. The machine says, I talk to everybody now. Claire too. I see her scowl, but everyone else laughs. They all want to touch the machine or push a button to try to operate it, but Catherine keeps them away and lets me do all the demonstrating. I go to the green level, the jokes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Several people reply together. Isabel, the Medi talker says. Isabel who? The kids surrounding me reply. Isabel out of order? I had to knock. Everybody laughs at the silly joke with me. Even though my arms and legs flail out and I drool a little as I laugh, it's the first time in my entire life that I feel like I'm part of the group. I wish I could click a save button so I could play this moment over and over and over again. I type in, today's Monday, it is cold, then push a blue button on the machine. It whirs a little, then, like a tongue sticking out, a thin sheet of paper erupts from the side. It printed on it are the words I just typed. Whoa, says Rodney, the champion video game player in the class. It's got a printer. That's so slick. That's too slick. Miss Gordon nods with encouragement as Catherine passes the printout around so everyone can read my words. Then Catherine tells the class, Melody's MediTalker is a combination computer, music player, and speech device. It's got HD high-tech guts and it's designed to rock her world and connect you to it. Take the time to listen to what she has to say. Claire raises her hand. Yes, Claire, Miss Gordon says, a look of warning in her eyes. I'm not trying to be mean, honest, but it just never occurred to me that Melody had thoughts in her head. A couple of other kids nod slightly. Miss Gordon doesn't raise her voice. Instead, she responds thoughtfully. You've always been able to say whatever came to your mind, Claire. All of you. But Melody has been forced to be silent. She probably has mountains of stuff to say. Yes, 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 I make the machine say. I give Miss Gordon a smile of thanks. Then I show Rodney and Connor a video game that came with my MediTalker. I doubt if I'll ever be fast enough to play Space Soldiers, but it's nice to know it's there. Rodney could probably master it in a hot minute. Miss Gordon checks out the various levels and looks impressed. What a huge vocabulary you have now, Melody, she says to me. I know you feel like a ton of bricks have been lifted from you. I nod. Way cold, the machine says loudly. Oops, I meant to say way cool. I feel my face getting warm as I hear Claire and Molly snicker, but Rose pulls her desk close to my chair. This is so awesome, Melody, she says softly, and I let her touch the shimmery keys. Oh, yes, I reply. Then I look at her. Friends, I type. Friends, she answers without hesitation. Happy, I type. Then I tensed. I hope I won't do anything stupid like knock something over with excitement. Rose is looking intently at me. I can't imagine what it must be like to have all my words stuck inside, she finally says. It sucks, I type in. Rose chuckles. I feel you.